if you take the front bumper off into service position, you can pop the AC condenser. That's what this is, and this is the intercooler below it. And behind that, we have the radiator. So if you pop this little plastic piece out, slide it down, and then you can just take this screw out and bend this to the side. Then what you do is, there's a little clip right here, and you just have to push in that plastic tab and then lightly slide up that condenser and pull it out just a hair. Then you can get a little bit of access in between the condenser and the radiator. It's not zooming very well, but there's a layer of crud and dust. See the crud in there? And then, you know, it ain't a bad idea to take your compressed air in between those layers and blow it out. So let me zoom back out. So you just take your compressed air, then go right between here. Very dusty. First time I've worn a mask in months. And then down below here, you can even get behind it if you want, if you're so inclined. See how a lot of that crud is gone? Better cooling performance, that easy. It's that easy. So I might be talking to some professional mechanics. Let me show you a couple air guns. This is a Typhoon. It is the most powerful air gun that you can buy. And then you're gonna wanna get, okay, a lot of the standard ones stop about right here. You're gonna wanna get an air gun that has an extended nozzle. For the application that I just showed, you can do things like put the compressed air a lot further down. That's all, folks. Give me a like. Bonus tip. This is the radiator. If you so choose to take it all the way out, take a good look. There's a couple fans and a cooling fan module. I've never had to replace that cooling fan module. This is where you unclip the wiring whenever you take the engine out from the cooling fan module. All right, you got a couple trap doors right there. You could pop those open and take a look inside if you got any gunk in here. Clean that out. But more than that, the reason for showing this is I have seen these fans come loose before from the motor, and then if they would come loose, what would happen is the fan, like this, would start eating in, and it's kind of a good example really, because this one hasn't eaten in yet, but you can see to where if it would have, that fan over time can etch in and cut through. See these veins right here where the coolant runs through, and then in between is where the air goes through to cool these channels. So if you so choose, if you want to make sure that your car is super reliable, if you're going all over the place and can't have a blown out radiator like I do, then check out these tabs. See how this unclips? Push down on that tab, and then it allows you to unlock it and push it forward. And the front does not have, see, it's broken. Actually, you can get a better look of how the coolant goes through those channels inside the radiator right there. And look at how beautiful and clean it is. Now that's been sitting in my scrap pile, so it's got dirt on the inside from where it was broken, but this coolant does a really good job and everything stays nice and clean and there's no corrosion. Where some cars I've taken out, other cars, not Audis or VWs, I've taken apart, and there would be white crust and like deposits like you would see from, what's it called? Like You know what I'm talking about. White crusty deposits. I can't think of the name right now. I don't plan for these videos, I just do them. All right, so I'm gonna grab a screwdriver or something and pop this loose because I can't do this with my fingers, I don't think. Now this is what I'm talking about. Very few people take this fan shroud off, but you see how this is already getting crusty? The only thing holding this fan on the motor is this piece right here with these little tiny tabs, these locking tabs. It's like a lock washer and it pops into place. And what can happen is this is already rusty and crusty, especially with this thing moving like crazy. All it takes is for a little bit more rust to get in there, and then the fan is loose and it will eat its way. It will eat its way through your radiator vanes, and then you could be stranded. Almost forgot to mention the fix. The fix for that situation is to take JB Weld, the good stuff, and clean up your washer first. Keep the washer on there, and then just plaster JB Weld over top of the washer so that insulates it from rust and that secures it back on the stud of the motor. And then you don't have to worry about it further rusting or falling apart, deteriorating is what I was going to say. All right. So if you want to make sure that your car is reliable, that's a really great tech tip. If I helped you out in this video, please help me out with a thumbs up, a subscribe, a comment. Anything helps. Thank you for your support.